There are two things I need to bring to your attention. One is the Russia and Ukraine war. The other is the summit held in Africa most recently. But let us start with the Ukraine-Russia war. The war has been going on for the past 10 months. And while Ukrainians are being slaughtered, we are told that they are winning the war. Russians are being killed too, but more so the Ukrainians. Now, if Ukraine is winning the war, why do we have questions like these to ask? When you look at the leader's face, he aged about 10 times his age. When you listen to his cry, it is constantly, help, help. Then tell me, is that winning a war? He has already lost 3 cities. Tell me, is that winning a war? There are those who will tell you that they want peace. And it's not a symbol of peace that they're sending to the world, and more so to Russia or Ukraine. It is arms, and more arms, and deadlier arms. But who are being killed? The same people that we want the world to believe that we are helping, and that their main survival is our ultimate concern. There could be nothing more further than the truth, than what these people are presenting to the world. If we really want peace, let us start believing first, knowing first that it's peace we want. That when our mouths are open, is not to say he is bad or he is good, but rather to say we have a crisis at hand. The world cannot go on this way, living in war after war. And who are the perpetrators of war? We need to know. Because war is for warriors, and peace is for peacemakers. And look around you and ask this question: who is truly peacemakers? Who am I to believe are really one for peace? Is it the man who gets up every day and is always warring with someone for the past 100 and odd years and more? What kind of peacemaker would that be? Now, to the people of the world, this is my challenge to you. That you is to question everything you hear to investigate everything you hear so that you can know the truth for yourself and don't depend on what you are told. Because if you are to depend on that, you will only be filled with propagandas and lies. You need to recognize, and people of the world, it is you that I am talking to. You need to recognize that Earth, planet Earth, was given to us by God, that our grandchildren will have this place for the rest of eternity. And it is our duty to ensure that we are not fooled by warmongers to believe that they are beacon of peace. So equip your minds, cultivate the kind of desire that let you yearn for the truth. What good is propaganda? What good is lie if there is any goodness in these things? It is only to serve the purpose of the few people that believe they own this planet, that believe some false God gave it to them. People, this is your challenge. Know the truth for yourself. Let us look at what goes on in Africa just recently and compare it with Ukraine. Now I'm talking the summit that the Americans held in Africa. They offered the African countries $55 billion for the next 3 years. Did you hear me well? They offer the African countries $55 billion for the next 3 years. Now, how many countries are there in Africa? 54 countries. Now, I am led to believe that they will be talking most of these countries, if not all, and that is $55 billion. While the war in Ukraine lasts so far just a little over 10 months, and America alone has already spent $91 billion, 430 million for just one country, just over 10 months. But they are offering the African countries $55 billion within 3 years. Isn't that an insult to the African people? Disrespect to the world and humanity? I tell you the truth, friends, and I tell it to all with these kinds of false ambition towards the African people. If any country that have enslaved Africa was to give Africa 55 billion every day for the next 400 years, when that 400 years is completed, they would still have another 10,000 years of $55 billion each day to give to this African continent. And even when that is done, the debt would never be paid. The agony of slavery that they put this nation through, that even to this day they are left with the scars of slavery, that the more you try to address it, it only keep on challenging you, that if it is to be healed, is not anywhere near the next thousands of generations. So that is why my challenge to you, people of the world, equip yourself with the wisdom to know right from wrong, true from false, and you will be doing humanity a world of good. You will be setting a foundation for your grandchildren. I must go, but before I do these things for me. Be ready to look out for my talks, because I really desire the best for humanity and planet Earth. And with your support, it can be accomplished. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Thank you, friends.